Greetings, loyal few. This is Michael J. Migliori, and this is Man on Film for February 19th, 2010. Now, for those of you who may not know, in Hollywood, when you release a film is just as important as who you're putting in your film. Film has seasons similar to fruits and vegetables. Please, let me explain. The biggest season you get is called the summer season. This usually runs from May until around August, and in the summer season you get your big money, big name, big effects, big piece of crap that we call the summer blockbusters. See, during the summer, children are out of school, people are spending more money, people are on vacation, so people tend to pay a little bit more. Box office tickets tend to be returns tend to be a lot bigger, and a lot more people are just going to the movies. So you get your big films like your Transformers 2, your G.I. Joe, all the stinking pieces of crap that really just make our lives a living hell. During the fall and winter, you get movies that try to capitalize on holidays. You have your Thanksgiving Day films, you have your Labor Day films, your Halloween films, your Christmas Day films. But in December, you also get another thing. You get the prestige film. You see, the Oscar nominations and award nominations go out in January. So December is the last month you can kind of kick something in to keep something in someone's head in case you really want some Oscar gold. So you get some films like Avatar. You get films like Prestigious and Education. You get those type of films come out in December. And then we come to this time of the year. This is the dead of Hollywood winter. If a studio has a film that they're not sure is going to make any money, or if they think it's just a big risk, this is what time they'll release it in. For example, last year WB released Watchmen, a film whose production followed all sorts of controversy and drama, in addition to being cursed by the actual source material creator, Alan Moore. Needless to say, it didn't really do so well. The only people that really watched it were comic book fanboys and people that were familiar with the actual source. Another perfect example of this will be last week's Wolfman. Originally scheduled to be released during the summer, was then pushed back to Halloween, and just now finally came out in February. Possibly, no one really knows for sure why it was held back for so long, but possibly the reason could have been because of the campiness and kind of throwback mood that the film had. Kind of really doesn't relate too well with the modern horror film viewer. In any case, the first film that we have coming out this weekend shared the same runaround that The Wolfman had. Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island was originally scheduled to be released sometime last year, and just now finally coming out. Now with Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sir Ben Kingsley, newcomer Jackie Earle Haley, one would think, looking at this film, it would look really good on paper. So why the hesitation to release it until now? I have no idea. A month or so ago, I read some early reviews saying that the film is apparently very formulaic and generic, something not worthy of the name of Martin Scorsese. But come on, Hollywood has never had any qualms about releasing a film that's very generic and formulaic. Just look at Avatar. There isn't one non-generic or non-formulaic minute in that 2.5-hour movie. And look, it's Oscar frontrunner right now. But whatever, the film's finally coming out and with practically no competition. In the film, Leonardo DiCaprio plays one of two duly appointed federal marshals sent to Shutter Island so that they can investigate the disappearance of one of their criminally insane individuals. The film looks like it has a lot of room for a lot of potential for plot development and a lot of thrilling aspects to it. It looks kind of on the Japanese horror side also, so that kind of is another extra in my book. But anyway, with the big names involved in this film, anything from the cast to the director and everything, it looks like it could be a pretty solid film. Now the other film we have coming out this weekend is Roman Polanski's The Ghostwriter. Now I'm not sure if you really know the story behind Roman Polanski or really any of his movies, but I'm almost certain that by now you've probably heard that he's been on the run for 30 years after having been convicted of the statutory rape of a 13-year-old in the 70s. Well, last year it appears that the law has finally caught up to Mr. Polanski. If we're lucky, the media circus surrounding this 30-year-old witch hunt will do no more than just give some publicity, some good needed publicity, to Roman's film, The Ghostwriter. He's provided us with so many great films in the past, Chinatown, The Pianist, Rosemary's Baby, and I do sincerely hope that people can appreciate what the 77-year-old Holocaust survivor has contributed to cinema. Come on. Let's really not try to focus too much on his moral shortcomings. I mean, he is French. In this new film, Ewan McGregor stars as a ghostwriter who's been hired to write the memoirs of retired British Prime Minister, played by Pierce Brosnan. During his research, he uncovers that the Prime Minister might have been doing some things he ought not have done, and of course now Ewan McGregor's life is in danger. The film looks like it could be a very good thriller. I'm actually a big fan of Ewan McGregor, and Pierce Brosnan always puts on a good show. But to quote Roman Polanski himself, the best films are because of nobody but the director. And I am very curious to see what this director has in store for us with that. Well, speaking of controversy, let's get down to the controversy at hand and what you should watch this weekend. Well, the best films are because of nobody but the director, and that's exactly what it comes down to this weekend. It's Scorsese versus Polanski, mano a mano. Who do you prefer? Who would you bet your money on? Now, Polanski's almost 10 years older than Marty, but I think the old man can still hold his own in a fight. In this fight, though, I'm personally going for Scorsese. Now, I love me some Polanski, but I tend to feel Scorsese is a little less subtle in his delivery, and I'm pretty sure the public feels the same way. So if you have to watch one movie this weekend, take your ferry down to Shutter Island and enjoy. Until next week, salut!